I think people are a bit slow in joining.
Sorry, sir?
They are slow in joining. People know.
People are slowly joining, sir.
Yeah, no, but nobody has joined. One was there, one Sagar ji.
So I think good evening to all the participants. Dean Research Sir is here. Dr. Gouder Sir is joining. Welcome back to the second day of the episode of the webinar series. Please tell your batchmates and friends to join if they have not joined already, so that we can start on time and the entire time can be utilized for the session.
Okay, right. This is a very important topic as well.
Yeah, so we wouldn't like to, waste any of the time, because that's what Professor Dr. Gouder Sir was also keen on, that the entire time should be gainfully utilized. Thanks a lot to all the scholars who have joined and all the faculty staff members who have joined also.
Sir, he is all joined.
Sir?
Good evening.
Dr. Gouder Sir, good evening, sir.
Sir, you have joined with the Sagar.G name, right? They are not able to hear.
Dr. Gouder Sir, are you there, sir?
Yeah, he's there. I think he is not.
I'm not able to hear him actually.
Yeah.
Which is the connection,
sir?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yes.
now I can hear you.
Sir, your connection is that Sujata Sharma, is it?
Yeah, I will. You can change it now, please. Please change it to I.R.N Gouder. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
Yes. Yeah. So, sir, good evening, sir. Welcome back to the second day series. And I request Dr. Banga, sir, to kindly formally welcome. Our scholars have already started joining in. And I request all the scholars to please join in as fast as possible with your batchmates. Please put in a message. And we would like to start the session. Sir, over to you, sir. Banga, sir.
Yeah.
Dr. Banga, sir, Dean Research, DSU, sir.
Yeah, we will wait for a few minutes. 2 minutes, not few minutes, 2 minutes, because it is, I think, 48 or so.
Okay.
40 plus people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is 602.
Yes, sir. So people are already aware of today's session. So there are live demos that are going to be there. So people need to join in fast. And if you are having your laptops or any kind of computer systems accessible, please keep the same, and so that you can listen into what sir is telling. More important is to clarify any kind of doubts or any kind of requirements that are there for the research work, because recorded versions will be available on demand, but it will not be possible for any doubts to be clarified. So therefore, all the more important is to take advantage of the live session while Professor Dr.I.R.N Gouder is facilitating the session. Sir, would you like to share the screen, sir? Dr. Gouder, sir, would you like to?
I can share the screen, but still many people have to join. Hardly
Yes,
there are about 51, including you, yourself, and myself, etc.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime,
Yes, sir.
shall we keep the yesterday's session open for the discussion? If somebody has got
Yes, sir.
some doubts,
Yeah.
Yes,
That would be great, sir.
that would be nice, because instead of starting straight away today, let's wait for another 5 minutes. In the meantime, 1 or 2 questions I can answer if required.
correct. I think so. Scholars relating to the talk yesterday that we had conducted Monday, writing an effective literature review, what we need to know, any points, any kind of doubts, any questions are welcome. You can please unmute yourself and raise your questions or your clarifications, doubts. You can ask right now. Sir is willing to handle any kind of requirements from the previous session. So anything from defining the literature review, formulating the problem, reading, understanding, organizing, or writing the summary conclusions. Scholars, you may kindly come forward with your doubts. And today's talk will be on the techniques for exploiting e-resources for academic research. I think Swati Jain had a question, sir. That yesterday's question about plagiarism, appropriate level of plagiarism.
Anyway, I told you yesterday itself that I'll be dealing that during my next talk. I will go much in detail about that entire plagiarism as a whole. I'll be spending at least 20-25 minutes on plagiarism itself. And the way one can avoid the plagiarism. While you do something, you copy something, how to avoid the plagiarism. The techniques of avoiding plagiarism, all those things I'll be dealing in the next sessions at length. So let's not waste our time on that. If there are any other questions, I shall be very happy to answer. Or otherwise, we can start.
Any other question? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I wanted to know what are all the things that can come under this research gap.
Sir, can you please tell your name so that the sir is aware of
I am Narasimha S.A. I have worked under, I have registered under physics department, madam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I wanted to know what are all the things that will come under what we say research gap.
Okay. In the simple sentence, what has not been done, that itself can be considered as a gap. But I know what is that you are expecting. while writing your synopsis, you will also define the scope. Okay. Sometimes scope could be in terms of the population. Say, say Indian population or Karnataka versus Maharashtra or something of that kind. Or if you think some backward classes. So if somebody has done a research on some topic using taking the samples from the backward class people, one can go for some other class of category of people, and that can also be considered as a gap. But strictly speaking, the research topic is the same. You are only changing the sample. But by changing the sample, it doesn't mean that you are not doing something new, because the certain characteristics and the variables will not be the same for both the populations. In that way, gap can be defined in your own way. This is what I can say. You can tell this, use this concept for something else as well. For example, if you are making a studying for a certain period, say prior pre-independence era or post-independence era, something like that, even that could be considered as a gap, even though the basic topic is the same, because the pre-independence era characteristics and the variables will be a little bit different that of the post-independent era. So in that way, it's actually a gap is a relative word, Okay, I think I made it clear to you. Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Yes, madam.
Sir, I have taken this topic actually. I wanted to study about NPA management, linking it with the profitability and liquidity in banks. Now, but as I am reading, as I am going through the research papers, few other things are coming to my mind, like a credit rating, NPA management, and how it will add value to Indian banks. So I want to have a topic. I want to have my thesis on these three things. How to frame that research topic, I'm not very sure, sir. Can you please help me?
Wait, you had given the request yesterday, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Jacinda.
Jacinda. Yeah. For example, your topic is credit rating and NPA management in Indian banks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be anyway dealing this during my practical demo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll be actually going online and trying to show you how you can search the literature on this. And in that itself, you may have a lot many things to, you said that when you started reading, you started getting new ideas, you started getting new studies, etc. That itself is called the research.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You are going to do something which is already known. Why should you call it as a research? So yesterday in the beginning itself, I made it very clear that the literature search we do in the beginning before selection of the topic is some sort of, it's only a preliminary literature review. You would have not even understood the topic properly. Now you yourself are telling that I try to read this, but I am getting so a little bit confused. I'm getting more and more things. That itself is the research. So you should go on improving your synopsis as well. Though some universities do not allow to change the title of the thesis or your research topic, they will allow you to make some modifications in terms of your objectives, hypothesis, and even the scope. For example, you can redefine your scope in consultation with your guide. Maybe by the end of first term, that's the first 6 months, you should be in a position to concretize your topic and decide which are all the aspects of you'll be covering. Okay, I think I made it clear to you. Let me search that topic, and at that time I'll probably discuss a little more about it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I got an input, sir. In fact, now people will have to finalize their title of the thesis during the pre-PhD conference viva, which will happen after the completing the coursework and also on completion of the literature review. There will be a doctoral committee meeting, and during that meeting, now the title will be finalized.
Oh yeah.
Thereafter, thereafter, if there are any, it will take minimum 2 years normally. Okay.
I know.
Thereafter, in case there is any minor modification, we do allow the doctoral committee. It will be called a research committee. The committee will decide whether there should be any small minor modifications. We do allow them. We are that way quite flexible. We don't charge us. In fact, some universities charge good money to enable the scholars to change, but we don't do that.
No, I know, but one thing, during the first term, say once somebody starts doing some research, the first 6 months goes just like that while reading this, that, not many things. Probably at that stage, it could be done at the level of the research guide himself. But if there are going to be some major changes, probably, as you said, the doctoral committee has to approve it. Because you're doing it in the later part of the research after almost 2 years or so. Probably after 2 years, I don't think there should be such a relaxation of changing as a whole. Topic cannot be changed, but some scope or something of that kind, that sort of things can be definitely changed and allowed. Okay, shall we start, sir? Nearly 70 people have joined.
Yeah, let us start. Let us not delay, because there will be a lot of demo, and you will run out of time in case you start.
So in that way, initially some PPTs are being presented. Even if they miss some PPTs, it doesn't matter, but they should not miss the demos.
Okay, now with that, yes, sir. Now let me. I am welcoming all of you, the research scholars, for this session. Yesterday we had a lot of introduction to literature review, and also in the passing, Professor Gouder has told you about the e-resources. In fact, when I was doing the research work, probably even it is true of Professor Gouder's time also, we didn't have the luxury of these e-resources at all. We used to go to the library, spend time right from morning 8:30 till 9:30, 9:30 or 10:30 or 11, so long as the library is open. I am from IT, correct, of course. The library used to be open until 12 o'clock. I used to be there with a lot of, textbooks, reference books, and then journals, in the survey papers, and a lot of things will be spread all over my table. That's how we used to do our literature review. But now, this is the age of the internet, and everything is available on the net. That's what we find, and with that we have a lot of other problems also. Anyway, just to tell you as to what are things that you should do when you go to the say resources, and how do you identify the right kind of resource for you to use, and what to do with that. Those are the things that Gouder sir will explain today. I request you to make the best use of this, and because there are a lot of demonstrations, I'm sure you will find it very useful to you in your research journey, not just for the PhD degree, and also for the research journey hereafter. With this, over to you, sir.
I hope you know Professor Parthan, isn't it? Aero department. Retired some time back.
Okay.
He was also from IIT Kharagpur. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Professor Banga, once again. Thank you, Dr. Anupama. Thanks to Professor Murthy, Honorable Vice Chancellor. So I will start sharing the PPT once again. Can you see the PPT? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can see that.
Okay, that's fine. Right. As already announced, today's topic is exploiting e-resources for academic research. Why should we use e-resources? You know, gone are those days wherein we used to go to libraries, sit there seriously, go on reading books and journals, all physical documents, printed documents. Even now, many serious readers keep using that, keep following that. People, because it's as many times it's more a psychology of serious users. Okay, anyway, why do we use e-resources? What are the advantages of that? Usually, e-resources in the sense it's in the digital form. Easily it can be updated and up to date. It can be done much faster way. Journals before, see, once journal is ready in form, to bring it in the printed form, they take their own time. They have to print it and they have to cover it and they have to post it. A lot many things are there. So the moment if one issue is ready, journal issues say, in the digital form, that can be made available. So it is very fast, up to date. It is very easy. And more importantly, you can enjoy extra features like search facilities. If suppose there is a text, say book is there, you got chapter number 1, chapter number 2, chapter number 10, some subheadings and a lot of other things will be there. So by clicking, you can jump from one page to the other page. It's a question of jumping from one page to the other page, wherein I would like to look something of that kind. That's why we also can term it as interactive resources. So another thing, say for example, you are reading an article. You're reading an article. After reading the article, you feel that that article is very, very relevant to you. So what you will do, you like to go to the footnotes of that. You will go down, go to the end of that article. Suppose if that article has referred about some 20 to 30 other articles, and you may like to see the list of those references and see what is that useful. Many times by clicking onto the concerned article link there itself, you can jump onto that. That is the advantage of e-resources. But there are definitely there are disadvantages as well. If we can see, for example, a lot of things started happening. Copy paste facility, producing the papers, 10 papers, 20 papers. My own students went on publishing so many papers. I was wondering how is that they are in a position to write the papers. I really don't want to complain about that, but that's what it happens. So, but anyway, there is an UGC has tried to put an end for that, and so is the case with other academic and research agencies. They are using so many strict rules for curbing the plagiarism, this copy paste facility. E-resources for the Indian academic and research community. Generally, some of the institutions like CSIR, they have their own consortia. The DRDO setups, they have their own group of institutions. They have come together and they have started a consortia for giving access to e-resources. But for the academic community, in a big way, funded by MHRD, UGC Infonet came up earlier, that there were two consortia, UGC Infonet and other MHRD, which was meant for IITs, IIMs, etc. They clubbed them and they have renamed it as Ishoda Sindhu. It's available for the university sectors, including IITs, IIMs, etc. But unfortunately, the funds have come down for that, and because of that, they have discontinued quite a good number of resources. It's a very bad thing, I should say. Okay, there is a consortia effort for colleges also. I will explain that when it comes to. Yes, Professor, it's IIT Kharagpur project, National Digital Library of India. A good effort.
Sir, I want to share with you. In fact,
Yeah.
my own batchmate is managing these library resources.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. It's a huge project. Now, I'm really happy the way they are moving, the way they are marketing. They have set up NDL clubs in different institutions. So through NDL clubs, the colleges are conducting awareness programs, lectures, etc., especially concentrating on NDL itself. So the number of items are more than 73 million in 70 languages and with 60 different learning resource types. It's a great thing, but still I should say that we have still a long way to go, because many times basically it serves as a harvester. Harvester is something which some other university library has set up some digital library, or some other university has set up an institutional repository. Harvester will harvest all these metadata and produce a common index. By searching the common index, you can search through so many bibliographic records available in different sources. Then once you want to see the details or the full text or anything of that kind, if you click on to that particular source, it will take you to that. That is the concept of harvester. Anyway, I'll be giving a demo of a well-known harvester called PACE, Bielefeld Academic Search Engine. I will be going much in detail about that as well. Ishoda Sindhu, I told you, that is a consortia available for universities, but unfortunately only the government universities, and that too not all, the new universities didn't get much opportunity of enjoying that. Okay, these are all the different sources made available through Ishoda Sindhu. For example, ACM Digital Library, this is a bibliographic database, American Chemical Society journals or American Institute of Physics, Royal Society of Chemistry, annual reviews, that sort of things are even now they are available, but they have discontinued most important resources like that of Elsevier journals and some Springer journals, etc. Lack of funds is main reason for that. Well, this is a very well-known low-cost database. Probably the university like Dayanand Sagar University can afford to subscribe to it if you don't have access to that, because this cost factor is very less. You can really think of that sort of thing. There could be many more low-cost databases. You can see here it covers something around more than 3,000 journals with 12 million articles. It could be more now in covering some 75 disciplines. It's a wonderful database. Well, NList, National Library and Information Services Infrastructure for Scholarly Content. Okay, this is basically available for the colleges, not professional colleges, but degree colleges, mainly the degree colleges, which gives access to something around 1,64,000 books and 6,000 journals. And all these are available for anybody to download, those who come under that category. But very unfortunately, not all the colleges, even the degree colleges, have become members of this particular service. It's a very unfortunate thing. You don't have to pay much for that. Actually, the 12B2F colleges are required to pay only 5,000 rupees plus GST, whereas the private colleges have to pay 30,000 plus GST. If you take a private college, the salary of 3 months salary of a sweeper is much more than that. And I really feel sorry when a librarian says, sir, what to do? Our management did not give money, so we have discontinued. I don't really totally blame the management for that. I blame the librarians as well as academic community for that, because once it is made available, the academic community, in the sense the faculty members initially in the colleges, especially those people who are doing their PhD in some or the other university, they should really make use of those resources and give a feeling that whatever the institute spends is worth. Whether it is 10,000 or 30,000, it doesn't matter. That could be one of the reasons. Another reason is the librarians, they simply make the payment, get the access, and make an announcement and keep quiet. That's not enough. They should market the things, whatever they have brought. The cost is very minimum, I do agree. But if you just look into the e-resources which are available through this, government spends about 60 to 70 crores on that. And that sort of worth e-resources are available for even the private colleges by just paying about 30,000. So we should understand that and try to market these services and the resources for the benefit of our students as well as the teachers. For example, there are 1,64,000 books available. These are all the book sources available through Enlist. So definitely books are useful for the students. They can search the books and download the books whatever they want. Okay. Now there is a move from the government side. DST took the initiative, and one nation, one subscription idea has been mooted now. But unfortunately, what has happened is the corona problem cropped up within few months of announcing this move. That's why still it has not taken any concrete step. Probably it will come up, I feel, because it will. There will be single consortia for the entire nation. So now we have got CSR, DST has got one, Defense Labs have got one, ISRO has got one, different research organizations have got their own. And from some universities, for example, in Karnataka, VTU has got its own consortia, VTU consortia, and Shodha Sindhu is there. So once this one nation, one subscription things get materialized, probably all other efforts could see an end, because we'll be part of that. Okay, I'm sure Dayanand Sagar Engineering College is the part of VTU consortia. Other sources I will go on mentioning, but I will not discuss too much about that. Sci-Finder, that is a chemical abstract service, one of the oldest database, very old database, started in the year 1907, very well structured, covering chemistry, biochemistry, chemical engineering, material science, nanotechnology, physics, environmental science, and so on and so forth. Many things. In fact, I was a big fan of this database, and I had an opportunity of teaching the search technique for chemical abstracts at University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, when I was there as a Fulbright scholar. It's a wonderful database. The chemistry and physics and chemical engineering people should make use of that, but it is a very costly database. Site is basically a platform for discovering and evaluating the scientific articles in a very smart through smart citations. How it works, etc. I'll be telling that. It has got some good concept called citation statements. So what how it works is what they do is it works like any other citation database like Scopus or Web of Science. Those are primary literature published by different publishers like Elsevier, Springer, TLN, Wiley, and many other publishers, including IEEE and lot many other publishers. Whatever citations they have used, this creates a database of the citations itself. So they have their own way of doing it. What they do is they use what you call artificial intelligence to assess whether an article citing the earlier article, whether it just cites or it supports the finding of the earlier article or it opposes. All those things are there. So that sort of statements are made available through site. When I am giving a demo on a particular database, I'll be showing that as well. Here is, of course, you don't bother about that. JGate Plus is Indian and that too Bengaluru-based bibliographic database. Probably that is the biggest in the world in terms of number of journals covered. It covers something around 5,300, 53,000 journals, more than 53,000 journals, out of which peer-reviewed journals are 52,000 and odd. And out of these 52,000, 29,000 are open access. That means if you subscribe to JGate Plus, it's you will get a common platform to search all these 53,000 journals, including this nearly 30,000 open access journals. That means even if you don't have access to any other primary literature published by Elsevier or some other costly publisher, you have access to so many publishers' journals. Okay, in that way, it's worthwhile subscribing to this JGate Plus. Probably, Professor Banga, you can think of going for this. I strongly recommend for that because I'll give the demo of that, but then probably we'll realize the importance of that, because this also has got some, what happens, anything that is published may not be worthwhile for us to make use for our literature review. You have to see the quality of that. What are the quality parameters to decide when an article comes? There are many ways of doing it. If the time permits, in the later part of this series, I'll be talking about the quality of journals and quality of how do you improve the quality of your research output. All those things I'll be talking there. I'll be touching that as well. Okay. I just now told you about site. The JGate Plus, it provides 85% of the citations covered by site. So 85% of the citations covered by site product is also covered in this. I'll give the demo of that. You'll really appreciate that. And this is the breakup statistics breakup of this one. JGate Plus, you can see subject-wise breakup is there. For example, business, economy, and management. Totally, there are 4,575 journals, out of which 2,100 are open access, and Indian journals 6,605 and 356 open access. That way, subject-wise breakup is there. But totally, as a whole, out of 52,000 and odd peer-reviewed journals, 29,000, more than 29,000 are open access, and Indian 5,000 and odd, out of which 3,745 journals are open access. This number varies time to time. Here, in what way, I would like to explain in what way the JGate helps you to look into the site. I was telling you about For example, a search on COVID resulted into these many papers, 2,72,000 papers, out of which 1,80,000 are open access. You can see here, after searching coronavirus or corona COVID-19, etc., you can see these many articles are there, out of which these many are having full text access. That means even if I don't have access to even a single journal, e-journal, I will have these many articles access through this. So if I click on to this, then it will take us to the full text if I use this particular set. Okay? Right. I was talking about the citation part of it. So out of this, you can see here, one particular article I have clicked on, immune system and COVID-19 by sex difference and age. There is an article published in a particular journal, Women's Health. Okay, the abstract and other details are there. You can see here, it is open access, full text. Lock is open. If you click onto this, you'll get the full text of this particular article. That means when you search the JGate Plus, you go on seeing those articles. If there is a this symbol, you just click on, you will have the full text of that. But let us see about the citation statement, which I told you about cite to this. You can see here citation statements as given by Cite database, and there is a collaboration between the JGate and Cite people. So the whatever the citation statements are there, the JGate database also gives. What do you mean by that? 6, 7, 5, and 0. Let's see what are these things. Okay, the next slide you will see that. You can see here all those. This paper is cited by 6 other papers, all times within these 6 papers. Okay, you can see here 6 citing publications and 7 are supporting. Okay, out of that 7 are supporting the this particular paper, the one which we are looking. That is actually this particular paper is cited by some 12 or more than that papers, out of which 7 are supporting the findings of that paper and 6 are just citing, and 5 are just mentioning. Sometime contrasting also will be there. They will also mention about that. This is a very, very useful tool for researchers, because you don't have to include the ones which are contrasting the study. That means even the particular paper which I have read it for including as a part of the review of the literature, if it is contrasting, unless you would like to say that, okay, so and so did something there, but somebody has contrasted that. If you are going to mention that, that's nothing of it. It's a very useful tool, I feel. And that's all done by artificial intelligence, the one what I was telling you yesterday. Okay. Now coming to open access content from the commercial publishers. I'll be covering open access resources as well in the later part of my talk. But let me start explaining you about the open access content from the commercial publishers. Okay. For example, here is Science Direct. Science Direct is a product of Elsevier. Elsevier publishes something around 25 to 20, more than 20,000 journals or so, more than 2,000 journals rather. Okay, but the Science Direct is a platform of Elsevier. It covers more than 4,000 journals contents as well. Okay, Elsevier is a commercial publisher, and that too having almost 20 to 25 market share in the publishing industry in the world. That especially journal publications, that is primary literature publishing, they are the pioneers in the world, much ahead of many other publishers, okay, including even the society publishers like American Chemical Society or IEEE, etc. Okay, I'll be going online and giving you a demo, taking some example of somebody's request given to me. Okay, Science Direct, you can see here, out of some 4,000 and odd, 10,000, 1,097, it covers these many open access journals is covered. You can see here When I go online and click on to open access content, it will throw up this statistics. LCVS Scopus is Science Direct. A subject-wise breakup, the same thing, subject-wise breakup is there. For example, if you take computer science, it covers something around 251 journals, out of which 50 journals are open access. And some of the journals are, though not completely open access, a particular portion, suppose in an issue, there are about 10 articles, suppose. And out of which, say, 3 articles are funded by the concerned author in the form of article processing charges. So the publishers, what they do is they produce a hybrid open access journals wherein they get money from the authors or the author's institution, and they make that particular article in a particular issue, make it open access. That's how a lot of open access content, even though not an open access journal, you will have access to that. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now coming to Springer, the Elsevier is known for journal publishing, top quality journals, and a good number of journals. They are well known for that. While this Springer is also well known for even for the journals, but the Springer books are much more, they are the pioneers in book publishing industry. So even Springer has got a good percentage of journals having in open access mode. Okay, but few books will be definitely in the open access channels. I will let you know how should we go about it. I will be taking one example of somebody's topic or the research area and try to show how it can. One can use the same method for one's own topic as well. Some statistics about the Springer publishers. You can see here, life sciences, totally the journals, 381 journals, out of which 79 are in open access. And books, as far as the books are concerned, you can see here in life sciences or say mathematics, for example, these many books are there, out of which 26 books are available. Actually, they don't feel like giving books, many books in the open access channels. However, what they do is, as a part of their policy, some percentage of their books, even they make it available directly from their own site or through some services like Directory of Open Access Books or Project Gutenberg, etc. I'll be explaining that in the later part of my talk. Okay, Taylor and Francis Informer. This is a T&F online. It covers something around 2,450 journals, out of which 235 are in open access channel and 2,300 are in hybrid mode. Okay, so many millions of articles and 120,000 books. This is actually T&F online, the platform. See, try to understand the difference. Elsevier, if you go to Elsevier site, you will find Elsevier journals, a list of journals, a list of books they publish. That's a different thing. But they also have a platform giving a facility for searching their content, the article level content or the chapter level content of the books, etc. Facilitating search by author or the topic or the keyword, something of that kind. Okay, they are called as a platform. In case of Science Direct is the platform of Elsevier. Springer Link is the platform of Springer. T&F Online is the platform of Taylor and Francis. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, likewise, most of the publishers, they have their own platforms using which one can search the content of that particular publishers, journals, and their other products as well. Emerald also has got its own. For example, Emerald is well-known publishers, especially for management people and even the library science people. It publishes something around 350 journals. Okay, Emerald's Insight. I will try to go online. Let me see whether I will be in a position to do that as well. IEEE Explore. This is basically a bibliographic database which covers 39 societies publications, 187 transactions and journals, and 4,400 conference proceedings. It covers something around 5 million items. If you simply put IEEE Explore in the Google, this is a very, very useful way and a very exhaustive database for the people who are working in engineering area, and that too electrical, electronics, computer science, information technology, information science, and applications of IT for different fields, like including civil engineering or mechanical engineering, etc. Many things you can search in this, and there also you can see to what extent the OpenX content is there. For example, you can see here the journals. If out of these many items, these many are available in open access. Okay, so one can as well explore that. Okay, right. PubMed Central. PubMed Central. It is NCBI product with the help of government, US government, National Library of Medicine, which gives access to more than nearly 7 million. This is a bit old PPT. It could be somewhere around 6.6, 6.7 million as of now. And so many full text journals, and many things you can do. You can search, and especially when the COVID problem started up, this PubMed Central and PubMed and NCBI databases, there have been very specialized databases covering the literature on COVID-19 and different aspects of COVID-19 virus. So, and many things are there. Probably one can explore that. It is not just PubMed Central or PubMed. You take any other field, including the management journals, they are covering a lot of COVID-19 literature, because COVID-19 has got every aspect, management aspects, and many other aspects as well. So you can search COVID-19 literature in almost every other discipline databases, every discipline journals. CE and ASME. I know you have people in mechanical engineering. I don't know whether you have civil engineering department. I think there should be. ASE, American Society for Civil Engineers, which publishes about 42 journals and so many conference proceedings, etc. One can go to ASE site and you can search topics of your interest, and same is the case with the ASME as well, American Society for Mechanical Engineers, which publishes 36 journals. You can go to this particular site search platform and search for any topic you want. Here is ASME has got this is the platform. See, digital collection, ASME digital library or digital collection. You can see here more than nearly, I don't know how many, it's about 11 lakh items or so. So many conference proceedings, etc. You can go to this place, use advanced search or simple search, search any mechanical engineering related things, and see whether you can get something free out of that, or at least you'll be in a position to see the abstracts. Once you have got the abstract, probably you can explore to get the full text in a number of ways, which I'll be explaining to you in the later part of my talk, especially when I'm giving demo. Okay. ASME has got another good feature, something called Find Contents. It's a very special feature of ASME. It gives the trends in mechanical engineering, including the biomedical, energy, technologies, society, robotics, material, student support, business, and many things. So trends related to mechanical engineering, you can search through this. ACM Digital Library. This is basically computing and journals, especially something around 50 journals. This is again free for searching at a bibliographic level. That means whenever I say bibliographic level, you understand that you are in a position to search the database, which allows you to search the articles using author, title, keywords, and abstracts, etc. But you may not get the access to the full text. So whether you take ACM Digital Library or chemical abstracts, or for that matter PubMed, or for that matter PubMed and PubMed Central is something different. PubMed is which gives access to only to the bibliographic level items, whereas PubMed Central gives access to the full text itself. Okay, fine. Then whether you go to JGate or whether you go to some other databases, you search them. But for full text, if there is if it is open access directly from the bibliographic database, you can jump onto the PDF, the full text item, etc. But if not, you have to find some way of getting the full text. Okay. Tools for citation-based indicators. I thought not covering this, but yesterday's query made me to think about dealing this as well. These citation databases, basically well-known one are Web of Science, which covers something around 21,000 journals, very top quality indexing, abstracting, and citation database. Scopus, it's a well-known thing, very popular among the faculty and the researchers all over the world. And Web of Science is made available through eShivda Sindhu, and some of the university libraries are subscribing using their own funds the Scopus as well, which gives access, covers or indexes something around 23,000 peer-reviewed journals. Google Scholar, a common man's citation database, bibliographic database, common man's encyclopedia for searching literature for your research. Okay. Site already I told you, it covers something around 97 million articles, and JGate Plus, which covers 2,000. Of course, this is commercial, but not a very costly database. CNKI, Chinese National Knowledge Infrastructure. Chinese National Knowledge Infrastructure. There is a slide I'll show that as well. Now, let me start to say something about Pirate Bay of Science. Okay. I'm sure if I ask a question, do you know about this? People will laugh at me. Any researcher definitely will know about this Sci-Hub. And well, this I have started propagating almost, I should say, 10 years back. It started in the year 2011 by one lady called Alexandra Elbakin, a neuro scientist. She's also a computer scientist. Okay. And which gives access to not 58 million, which gives access to something around 70 million papers, full text. It gives access, but it has become a controversial site. A lot of cases are against this particular site, especially commercial people like Elsevier, Wiley, even for that matter, American Chemical Society. So they have been fighting against this Sci-Hub in different countries. Even India, there is a case in Delhi High Court is going on. I don't know what is going to happen. Many academic people are supporting the Sci-Hub lady, and she is also trying to somehow make it up using some case of Delhi. For example, somebody, a Xerox copier fellow, used to Xerox and give it to the students' books. Somehow that fellow has won the case because he's making one copy and giving it to a student for studying purpose or research, whatever it is. So somehow the Delhi High Court protected that Xerox fellow. So on this sort of ground, she is fighting the case. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see about that. Anyway, I'm not going to really advise you to do that, but quite a good number of items which you can't get in other sources, so you'll be in a position to get it. I'll try to give the demo of that as well. It's left up to your discretion whether to use or not. But as a researcher, I don't think people will bother about that. Okay. In fact, I also read an article wherein it said that they made a statistics. Who are the people using Sci-Hub in the world? How many people are downloading the articles from universities like Harvard University or MIT, etc. Almost from 25 to 30% of the world downloads have come from US universities itself. Not that they don't have access to all the resources, but Sci-Hub gives a very, very easy way of downloading the PDFs, which I'll be showing you in the later part when I go online. Similar sites are there for ebooks and other kinds of documents. For example, LibGen, Library Genesis. This is a useful source for downloading ebooks, and BookFi is another one for books. There's one more called JED Library, world's largest ebook library, which gives access to more than 3.5 million books and a lot of articles as well. But it's more known for books. And you simply put JED Library in Google and you will get into this site, or you can use this URL and get into that. You simply put JED Library, you will land there, and you can search, you can browse subject by subject, etc., and see if there is any book which is useful for you to download. You can happily download that. Okay. PDF drive is another one. Of course, these people steal the documents from in many ways, but they have organized it. So many millions of books are available. You can see this is the statistics. 174 million. It's a huge one. Okay. Here also you can see subject-wise, publisher-wise. In many ways, you can see here subject-wise arts. So like computers, so etc. You can click onto that and see whether something is useful for you. Now coming to open access sources. This is about pirate way of science. Now coming to open access sources. What I have done is these different sources I have put under different categories. Oh, I have almost touching 1 hour, so I'll go a bit fast now onwards. Okay, I will not explain it much, so that I will concentrate on practical aspects of e-thesis, e-books, e-journals, databases, e-reports, e-standards, and e-patents. This is the source list of sources meant for thesis, for example, ETDs, electronic thesis and dissertations. I made a list of them. Important, most important ones are NDLTD, National Network Digital Library of Thesis and Dissertations, which gives access to something around 7.5 to 8 million. This is a bit old statistics. And base Bielefeld Academic Search Engine, which gives access to something around 11.5 million theses, 11.5 or 11.6 or 7, I think now. Anyway, when I go over there, you will know about it. 11.7 million theses submitted to hundreds of universities all over the world, you can see, including Indian universities. Of course, we have our own database called Shodhaganga. I will be talking about that as well. And so many other international access thesis, OATD, for France, country-wise thesis are also Canada, for example, Germany, for example. They are there. Base. This is Bielefeld Academic Search Engine. This is a German initiative. You can see here 274 million items. 274 million. 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs into 274. That many items you can access and search. Though not full texts, at least bibliographic level, you can search, and you can also sort out based on the access facility like open access, etc. And 11.69 thesis million, 11.6 million thesis. You can search through this. You can see that later on. Shodhaganga is a wonderful database initiative of InflipNet with the MHRD funding, and they give access to more than 320,000 theses submitted to different universities in our country. But it's not very exhaustive, but it's a very sincere effort. and is a very well structured database. So, for example, one feature I can tell you, many other country databases or electronic ETD databases, they don't allow you to download chapter wise. If you want to download a particular thesis, you have to download the entire thesis running to about 600 pages, 700 pages. Many times it goes on rounding, it takes a lot of time. But on the other hand, our own Show the Ganga project, when you want to download a particular thesis, you can download the select chapters of your interest. Okay, in that way it is a very well structured, very well planned. Now coming to ebook sources, I have listed many. Important ones are Directory of Open Access Books, Project Gutenberg, which gives access to more than 60,000 books. It could be now 70,000 or so. JED Library, I already told you about that. And Library Genesis and Internet Archive. Well, this is a wonderful source. It's not just meant for the books. It is Internet Archive. I'm going to talk much in detail in the next slide also. Okay. Likewise, there are so many items I have listed for the ebooks. This is for the one example of ebook Directory of Open Access books. Okay, you simply put a Directory of Open Access books in the Google, you will land up into this nearly 40,000 books, peer-reviewed books from more than 462 publishers, including Springer and other publishers as well. What Springer people, etc., they do is because this is some sort of NGO, they do it for the charity. They don't get any benefit out of that. They get some funds, they run this, and the publishers also are generous enough to make some of those books available in the open access channel through services like DOAB. That's how it works. So you simply put in the Google, search for it and see whether you can have some books of your interest. You can happily download them. Project Gutenberg, a similar project. Gutenberg is the fellow who founded the printing press. In his name, these people have started this service. Open textbook library. There could be something around 1,000 textbooks. This is a very, very important source. You simply put open textbook library in the Google. Open textbook library, I repeat, go for it. You can browse the books by subject. Here you can see here, browse by subject. Under that subject, particulars, I say physics. You click onto the physics. You are say mathematics. Under mathematics, again, algebra, something of that kind, you can select that and see if there are good books, you can happily download. You don't have to buy the books at all, textbooks, I'm telling you. Open textbook libraries, okay. Open education resources. Education resources also includes ebooks. That's a different. But education resources include textbooks, online courses, lecture notes, videos, audios, animation, all concerned to education area. This is one OER, Open Education Resources. It's a good source. Okay, it defines or justifies its 5 R's. That is, you can retain it, you can reuse, you can revise, you can remix, and so many things you can do with that. Okay, that sort of flexibility is there. Is open access, open education resources. Here is the list of open access resources called. Examples are OpenStax, Open Textbook Library, Milne, ScholarWorks, Open Book Publishers, and so on and so forth. Probably quite a good number of you are familiar with MIT OpenCourseware. Well, I've been using this, I've been talking about the MIT courseware for the last 15 years or so. Very well organized courseware. Okay. See, for example, if you click on to the find courses, course finder, you can see here, it has got three columns. Under topic, if you click onto the topic, then you can select, say I selected engineering. If I selected engineering, it was the next column opens up with the subtopics like computer science, electrical engineering, etc., and mechanical engineering. Suppose I click on to mechanical engineering, then it goes for the specialty. dynamics and the control, fluid mechanics, etc., which is part of mechanical. Once I click on to any one of them, down below you can see here, these are the list of courses available in a particular specialty, which could be used for undergraduate course, or which could be useful for a PG course, or sometimes it could be useful for doctoral courses as well. It will have many things. It will have the lecture notes by the teacher, the PPT of the teacher, or many the students' assignments, the etc. Many things you can find in that. Merlot is this multimedia educational resource for learning online teaching. What this is actually a service run by California State University. It is not just a resource. It also facilitates a search facility, universal search facility, because many universities all over the world, including, say, for example, I told about MIT. Even MIT course where you can search through this Merlot. You remember Merlot, and it has got a smart search facility. You can go to advanced search, or you can search here. Anything you want, any topic you want. A lot of disciplines are there. You can see here 20 different material types. You can search animation, case studies, etc. Pre-KG to professional level, doctoral level, you can search and download what you want. What it does is, because it is a common search facility, it searches as a common integrated database, okay, using the metadata. Then once you want to see the details of that particular source, it will take you to some other source, say for example, MIT courseware. Okay, in that way, that's how it works. You can see as some statistics about Merlot, so many learning resources, and 188 is so many registered members are there, so many institutions, etc. Internet Archive, I told you a little bit about this, but this is a very, very wonderful tool, especially for the what you call copyright-free items all over the country, whatever have been digitized by different libraries all over the world. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of libraries, digital libraries contents have been indexed, and you can see the content. And for example, if you are doing some tracing the development of a discipline or a particular thing over the years, say for 100 years, how it has come up. This is a wonderful tool to get the earlier documents. You can get the documents as back as 1800 beginning. You can find, I will show it. Probably, for example, if you are looking for a book, say Charles Darwin's Origin of Species. If you go to big libraries in Bangalore, you may not find that book at all. But here you will find that. Suppose you want to see Newton's Principia Mathematica. You may not get in any library, but here you will find them. Okay, that sort of classic books in any discipline, you can really search this and try to search for. For example, Indian literature. Let us take the example of, say, something to do with Tipu Sultan, Mysore war, etc. You can have a lot of things. Or you are looking for something, Adi Shankar, some books by Adi Shankar. Definitely you can have them. You can download the things. I'll go online, and I'm really very fond of this particular source. Try to do something for that. Okay, open access journals, or DOAJ, Director of Open Access Journals, bilateral academic search, I told you. So many are there, even the Indian, CSR, and SKS journals, many things are there. Okay, this is DOAJ, which covers something about 16,000 journals, and so millions of documents. And Google Scholar, everybody is aware of that. I will go online and show some specialty of Google Scholar as well. And core connecting repositories. This is one thing I want to tell you. There has been a big development in the case of, what happens, say for example, my own institute, National Aerospace Laboratories. We publish a lot of journal articles. We bring out so many reports, etc. Some of them we publish, some of them they are available within. So we have got a repository, something called NAL-IR, Institutional Repository. All our publications, whether it's published through some other publishers, say journal publishers, or which has been brought out in the form of a report, we put them in that. Subjected to some confidentiality, we give access to those reports, etc., to outside people as well. So NAL has got one. Likewise, there are so many. For example, in the IR of IAS, Indians of Science, is one of the biggest one. It has got a repository of thesis as well as repository of their publication. So, this core covers all those repositories or sources and give a common search facility. That is connecting repositories. So you can go to core, you can search the documents deposited in different repositories. It could be institution-based or it could be subject. There are subject-based repositories as well. Okay, Chinese National Knowledge Infrastructure, CNK, will try to go online and try to make some search. Well, this is one of the best, I should say, database I have seen in my life. Almost 90% of the publications of Chinese research you'll find in this. Maybe in the form of thesis, in the form of reports, or in the form of journal article, you can find them there. And we don't have one in the country, thanks to IIT Kharagpur, which is moving in that direction. But I really do not know whether they are going the way these people are doing. Anyway, we should be thankful to IIT Kharagpur people. Okay. Carrot to cluster engine. This is anyway. Okay. This it helps us to organize the search result in thematic folders. You can see here different thematic folder. I have searched on vernacular architecture. All those items have been organized under different headings. You can convert that into a pie diagram or something like that. You will appreciate that as well. Microsoft Academic, well-known, good effort by Microsoft people. Unfortunately, in another day or two, it will be off. You can see here the statistics are very, very, enterprising. 270 million. Just a week back, I had used it. So many items are there, but they are going to be off in another day or two. But they have recommended some sources in their site called, say, for example, a miner, that ARNet miner automatically extracts the research profile from web and publications. So what they do is, a miner extracts the profile of researchers on the one side and the publications from online digital libraries, and it integrates them. That's the job of a miner. You can as well use that. Lens.org, it aims to source, merge, and link diverse open knowledge sets. Okay. Diamonds, this is a wonderful database. It's a collection of linked data in a single platform. That means from grants, publications, data sets, clinical trials to patents, and so on. Technical report sources, the well-known one are NASA's Technical Report Server, NTRS, and NTRL, NTIS, etc. These are all the different sources for especially for engineering people. This is the NTRS, and important patent databases. For example, we have got USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office. You don't have to pay any money for them. You simply go to USPTO, search for the US patents, and then you can happily download them. Likewise, there are different country patents offices as well, including Indian. I'll show you. This is for design and trademarks list. And Google also has got a Google patents. Then Indian Patent Advanced Search System. This is in fact, sometime back, the Indian Patent Office was a lousy office, which I had seen in my life. When I was working in Mumbai, I used to visit Mumbai Patent Office. I used to feel, oh my God, we are living in such a horrible status like that. I used to feel. Whenever I used to go, they used to put all those things with the dust sort of things. We had to take out that and go on searching manually. Horrible thing. So was the case. I was told that even the patent head office in Calcutta, but luckily the good initiative came up, and they have digitized the entire Indian patents, and they have given a good search facility called InPass. You can search them, including the patents application status. You can check, and not many things you can do. You can download the text as well. So for standards, there is a database, ASTM or ISO standards, etc., military standards, and like, for example, American National Standards Institute standards. Then here is a standards are usually not freely available. They are very costly. Patents, well, patents you can get free of charge, but standards you don't get free. Most of them, 95%, you don't get free at all. So you have to buy. But here is a common search facility for called IHS Market. So you can go to this site and search standards of your requirement, and then order the standards through these people, or you can go to the concerned standards office as well as buy them. The preprint repository I was telling you, for example, Archive.org, ArcGIS and OpenAir, China Archive, ENG Archive, Tech Archive, like that, different subject-based repositories are there. You know what happens, how it works. Suppose Dayanand University, say pharmaceutical science, some faculty member publishes, he sends an article to, say, Springer Journal. Then that is that goes for reviewing, etc. Then they send it for corrections back to the author, to and fro, sometimes 2 times. Then PDF is ready. The final PDF, which you send it to the publisher for printing or including in the journal. So they usually, most of the publishers, they allow that version of the PDF, not the published version of PDF. The PDF, what you send, final edited version of the PDF, they allow you to deposit in your own archive, like NL archive or IASC archive. You can as well, one can deposit that. So in that way, there are thousands of repositories are there all over the world. Some of them are subject based. Okay, here is Archive.org. You know, it covers. You can see here topics like artificial intelligence, and then computational geometry, and digital libraries, and automated theory. Many subjects you can download out of that. Whatever you search here, Archive.org, you can happily download them. They're all, you know, repositories. Okay, Engineering Archive, Social Science Research Center, SSRN for social science people, REPEC, research papers in economics, fundamentals in engineering, and this is basically some sort of for engineering people, especially engineering students, including the research scholars. If there's a particular concept is not known, if you want to see the definition of that, or see, for example, you want to look for a formula, go for this, you will get it. E-Funda, you put it in the Google, you can search different aspects. You can see here the different aspects. You can say, search and look into the definition or other details like formula, etc. PubChem, EconBedge, German economics related database, World Bank thing, open knowledge repository, World Bank details. Then United Nations data. Suppose you are doing some survey, something like that. Suppose you want some geographical statistics of different countries in the world, or India, within India, state-wise, etc. You can go to UN data and get that sort of statistics. I gave you only example of that. Other kinds of data also is available in that. Trade statistics, monetary fund statistics are there. Open Gray, resources for the journal selection. This I'll be possibly giving the demo if the time permits. Chimaka journal ranking and the this one. If you are selecting a journal for publishing, you want to select the journal, quality journal. So this is one of the tool for searching the journal which you feel that is a good journal, etc. Fine. Okay. Journal finders. Okay. Indian e-learning platforms like engineering virtual lab. There are 700 there are 100 virtual labs all over the country. One can make use of these labs virtually and do your experiments. iSTEM and SWAYAM, of course, many researchers, we are all familiar. You can even take the courses, credit courses using SWAYAM and eGyan Kosh. Vidyamitra, this is a common search engine for all the products of, say, NPTEL or EPG Pathshala, etc. All those sources you can search through Vidyamitra and get into NPTEL and get down whether it's a coursework or something of that kind. Okay. Indian Research Information Network. Okay. Now it's time. I'm sorry, I'm rushing ahead. Now, what I will do is I will go online and start giving a demo one by one. Okay. Can you see the browser? Okay. What I will do is I will go online. I will go to Google. Google. I will start with Google Scholar. Okay. I'll go to Google Scholar to start with. I will take an example. Yesterday, I was talking about Sudha Deeptis from Mechanical Engineering Department. She was telling that she wants to work in the area of landing gear systems for aircraft. Okay, she has not yet finalized her topic, but she has decided the area. Okay, so let me make use of Google Scholar for doing something. Apart from that, I would also like to give the features of Google Scholar for which you can make use of that. Okay, so what I will do is I will search for I will go to advanced search. You can free text searching, you can put anything you want here and you can search as well, or you can use it has got a facility for advanced searching. You can go to advanced search. Say, for example, I would like to search a landing gear as the prime term. I would like to prime phase phrase LAND landing gear. Okay, I am putting landing gear here, and I would like to search what you want to search. You want to use takeoff parameters. Okay, I would like to search if I want that landing gear. Okay, landing gear as an exact phrase, and I would like to search takeoff person of parameters. PARAMETERS. Takeoff parameters. I would like to search landing gear. I want exact phrase and takeoff parameters. These words should occur. Okay, all these words should occur. Where anywhere in the article. It can be in the title, but if I put in the title, probably I may not get that many. But if I will show that to you. I will cut that, and I will search only landing gear instead of anywhere in the article. I'll use only the title searching. See, I'll click onto the title searching. You can go for author, or you can restrict the year, etc., journal, etc. Let me not do that. Let me search. Let me see how many items are on landing gear. You can see here, it has got something around 3,810. So, Sudha, I think on landing gear, so many items are there. Okay, you can search other sources like base also, for if you're searching for the pieces. I'll be giving demo of searching thesis as well, but I may not use your topic. I may use somebody else's topic. So you can. So now one thing I suggest you is you search Google Scholar like this, but you use different permutations and combinations. So I'm not. There could be some other terms for explaining the same concept. Okay, you may like to study not just aircraft landing gear systems. There could be some commonality between some other landing gear system and this. You have to see all those things. Probably you are a better person to decide on that. So so many items are there. You can see here, whenever you find this one, for example, on the right side, there is a link. You can see whenever you find a link on the right side, it only means that you have got access to the full text of this article. You got access to the this article through this. If you click onto that, you will go to the full text of that. Okay, you can see here. See, for example, this item. This is landing gear system case study. It doesn't have access to the full text. But on the other hand, if I click onto this, for example, see, I will click onto this and see. See here. See, full text is getting downloaded. It's very easy. So I don't have to really bother about this. Okay, you can happily download using this button, and you just put it on your system and read whenever you want. That's it. Okay, but now I would like to show something more out of that. The full texts are available here. So don't blame your management for everything, or don't blame your librarian for everything. You have so many sources wherein you have got access to the OpenX channels. So you make use of that. You go to publisher-wise sources, or you go to something like Google Scholar and try to make use of that. Anyway, I'll be giving some more demos which are useful for you to do that. Okay. Now let me click onto this. Okay. You can see here, this is a Springer publication. Suppose you are interested in this. Okay. Now I'll click onto that. You just see here what happened. This if you want to download some abstract, etc., is there. Unfortunately, if you want to download the PDF, if I click onto this, unable to display the preview of download preview PDF, whatever it is. If I want to download the PDF, it will ask me to pay some $20, $30, or $40, depending upon the publisher's policy. So what you can do is you can see whether you have those people have given the DOI. If the DOI is there, happily you can make use of that. Yes, yes, here is DOI is there. Let me see. DOI is there. That DOI means document identifier link. All publishers, important publishers, have got a DOI links for their each and every publication. This is like a unique postal address for that particular article in the world. Okay, so I have just copied the DOI link. Okay, then I will go to Sci-Hub. Okay, just here I will go to Sci-Hub. I will just paste the DOI link, whatever I have copied. Okay, see here whether I can get the PDF. Let me see. Yes, see this where I got the full text, for which otherwise I would have paid something around $30 to $40. Fine, you simply download it and you enjoy reading it. Whatever you want, you can do it. Okay, this is about the Google Scholar thing. I will do a little more on that. Okay. Okay, so I would like to explain some more features of Google Scholar. Okay, you can see here, you can restrict the years, whatever way you want. You can include the patents, include the citations. A lot many things are there. With every article, you have got some of these things. Okay, you can. What is that you can do? Yesterday, I was telling you that literature search has got another way of using the citations. Suppose you feel that this particular article is of really very, very important for you, very, very relevant for you. When this article is very, very relevant and many times the author is well known to you, you'd like to really have all his publications as well. Okay, so see, he would have used top quality citations under his paper at the bottom. Okay, so what if I click onto that, it will go to that. You may see the go to the paper, etc. Below that, there will be so many list of citations. Okay, but this particular article has been cited 164 times. So what you can do is, I can happily click onto this. It will list out all those 164 items publishing, the citing this particular items. Okay, again, all these 164, you can see 164 items. All these are usually arranged, and it's not fully correct, but usually arranged in the decreasing order of number of citations received by them. For example, this particular item citing that article has been cited 88 times. Then next item is cited 70 times. Probably it works like this. I am relative of X. X is relative of Y. Y is relative of Z. In that way, X is relative of Y as well as Z. Z is relative of Gouder as well. In that how it works. You know, that's a concept. You cite mine. Why you feel that my article is useful for your research. So there is a relation between some topic relation, subject relation. That's why you do it. So relatives concept. Okay, that's how you can make use of that. For out of this 164, you may select only 3 or 4 relevant items for you. Likewise, you identify maybe 8 to 10 or 15 top articles in your area of research. Then you try to follow their citations and their citations, their relatives. In that way you go, you can build up your literature in a big way. Okay, that's one thing. Now there is something here. You can see here, quote is there. Some of you are aware of that, but in spite of that, for those people who are not aware of that, I'm just showing that. I just clicked onto that. This particular article has been listed here using different styles: MLS style, APS style, Chicago style, etc. If you are using MLS style, you just copy and paste. So you are selecting this article using this particular style. So your job is easy. Okay. Then another thing what you can do is, you can also develop a library. Today you are doing for 1 hour, half an hour, and tomorrow you will come again and do it. For that, you should log in using you should use your Gmail account. Once you log in, this will come to your use. Okay. What you can do is, you can simply, the star is there. You just click onto that. Okay. So I have already created a library and library automation. Now I will create a new one called landing gear. Okay, landing gear. Done. So there is a facility. You can see here my library. So if you click on to this my library, you can select 10 items today, tomorrow 20 items, 40 items, like that. You can go on doing that. So on someday you can list out all those items which you have selected. Every time you cannot go on making the list. So you can select the items, create your own library. If you see here, you will find your item in my library. Okay. See, I have already created something on library automation. They see overview of landing gear systems. It has already come. Likewise, you can go on building your own library. Okay, that is the advantage of Google Scholar in a number of ways. Of course, this is not the only one. There are many other items. Okay, now I think I have explained enough on Google Scholar. What I will do is, I will go to 1 second. I will go to Science Direct. sciencedirect.com. So I will search some topic given by Rajendra from pharmaceutical chemistry. Okay. What I would do is his topic is micro encapsulation of select coxib by polymers and binding interaction study using protein and drug interaction technique against neurodegeneration or something of the kind. Okay. I will go to advanced search. This is the platform of Elsevier people. I will use micro encapsulation. Micro encapsulation. CELE coxib, COXIB, coxib. I can use probably drug interaction or something of that kind. Okay, I will use drug interaction. Let's see about that. Okay. Drug interaction. So this is the topic of one Mr. Rajendra from pharmaceutical chemistry. I'll go down and search for it. Of course, you can go for advanced search. You can put the title searching, author searching, etc. I will not do that. Okay. How many items? 87 items are there in ScienceDirect. On micro encapsulation, this one. Okay. You see here, on the left side, you have got filtering mechanism. Okay. You can select only the review articles. Okay. You can select the journals, publication journals. So you can select pharmacology. For example, I'm sure this person being from pharmaceutical chemistry, if I click on to this, that will be more relevant to him. Okay, let me see. Out of that, 48 items are in the pharmacology area. So I have refined it at one stage. Okay, you can see these are the items. The very first item is a review article. You can click on to this, see the details, and but definitely it's not available in open access channel. So if you click on to that, you will have what you call a DY link. That DY link, you can use it, go to SciHub or some other source, or go to some library and try to get item. So go down and down. Let's see whether there are any open access items in that. There could be something, I don't know, I'm not getting even now. Yeah, here one review article is there, wherein you find a download PDF. So wherever out of so many items, you could find one item, this polymeric nano, something of that kind, therapeutic acting at special regions of body. So if it is useful for you, just download it. You have it. Okay. Otherwise, anything is useful for you, click on to that. Say, for example, if I click on to this is also a review article. I go to the Elsevier site. There's a DOI link. Just copy the DOI link. Go to SciHub or some other thing. You'll have it. Okay. This is about ScienceDirect. Now, what I will do is I will go to another interesting thing, that is Internet Archive. I'm very fond of that. I don't want to miss that. Okay. Internet Archive. I told you this is one of the biggest in the world, which gives access to all classical things. Internet Archive. In fact, it works with the public donations. You see the different kinds of documents are there. You can see here many millions of items are there. Films are there. Then audio, video, lot many things are there. You can see here a lot many different collections, different libraries are there. So let me not do that. let me go and search. Okay, something by mistake I clicked, something came up. I will go down and go to advanced search and search for something. So for example, I would like to search origin of species. Okay, I'll put origin of species. Origin of SPECIES. Origin of species, there could be many items by many people, but the creator, there is an author, I'll put Darwin. I simply put Charles Darwin. Instead of Charles Darwin, I have put just Darwin. Let me click onto that. There are 127 items on origin of species. You can see all the old things are there. Out of that, there could be text or audios and a lot many things. The published items, 1985 and earlier period as well. You can see here. You can go as back as see here. You are going back to 1859, etc. Okay. So you can select whatever you want out of that. Origin of species. Suppose this has been taken from Public Library of India. This is American from. There could be same copy from different libraries. Okay. Just I'll click onto this. Let's see about that. Okay. It's opening. So book has already been opened. I can flip the pages. Okay, I skipped the first page. See, that's the first page. You can see here. This has been published. I don't know, so many 100 years back or something like that. So I can make the full size as well, and then more importantly, I can make it to read it loudly for you. Now I'll click see, read it. Okay, I can no. Okay, let me go to the text level. Okay. Okay, I have come to a page. Now I will click on to this particular sign. Read it online. That is the Internet Archive. You can search for anything, and I told you that and you can search for Adi Shankaracharya. You can see a lot many works of him, etc. A lot many things are there. Anything classical, 100-year-old, 200-year-old, you can definitely look for that in this. Okay, that's about that. And now I will go to JGate. Okay, this is a commercial database. I would like to, in spite of that, probably, I don't know, I may not get time for the discussion. Anyway, I'll till almost another 15-20 minutes or so, I'll go on giving demos. If you people have got the patience to stay back, I'll be definitely continuing for the discussion as well. JGate Plus. I'm sorry, instead of JGate, I'll start with go for base. Bielefeld academic search engine. This is very, very important. I don't feel like missing it. Okay, Bielefeld academic search engine base. Say then I will go to advanced search. Let me see what topic I have chosen for base. Yeah, somebody requested. Yeah, yesterday there was some question on grounded theory, testing, and meta-analysis, etc. Of course, his topic is awareness and applicability of direct tax law, etc., etc. So I have come to advanced search of this one. So what I would do is I will search for the entire document rather than title, or I will search for ground theory. Yeah, ground theory. Then ground theory I am using for title purpose. The testing and meta-analysis I will put for free text searching. TSTING, testing, meta-analysis. Meta-analysis. Okay. Now I will go down. See, you can select the type of documents to be for searching purpose. It could be a conference action, it could be a patent, it could be a thesis, etc. But I will not do that. I will simply go and search without specifying anything. You can search the documents world over, or you can search country specific. You can, if you click onto that, different countries will be listed. You can choose even in India. You can select the period as well. Now I will search for it. Okay, let's see about that. What will happen? So there are 3 hits because I was very specific. 3 items I found. All those 3 items, so maybe could be thesis or not. I don't know about that. This is Emerald publication. This is a second one is a thesis. Rather, I would make it more generalized so that I can demonstrate the functionality of this. Okay, I will simply search for ground theory. Okay, but I'm searching grounded. He had asked for grounded theory. I'm searching grounded theory without okay, specifying anything. Let's see, there could be okay. Yeah, 13,000 items have come on grounded theory. Okay, let's see what all things you can get. See, this is the list of so many items are there. Okay, I will not get into the details of that. Further, I can filter by subject. Any subject you can choose, or you can go for language. Naturally, I may not like to look into other language item unless I know about it, or I have a mechanism of getting it translated. So I would like to select only the English items, English language items. English language items are more than 8,300 and odd. So 8,300 odd hits have come. Now I'll go for instead of this, I would like to give the demo for searching the thesis. Okay, then I will select the document types. You can see here, select the document type. Okay, I would like to go for thesis. There are 1,039 theses. All are English language thesis. Okay, you can see here 1,039 theses are all English language items, but all of them may not be available for accessing the full text. So what I can do is I can as well go down again. I can go for the access type. See, I can select open access. Out of that, 174 are definitely open access. Remaining one out of that, there could be, because they are not specified, that's why it is stated as unknown. So it doesn't mean that open access items are not here. But here itself, we can see here, if you click on to that, it will take you to that particular university site. There you can see whether you got access to that or not. But to be sure, because 100 and odd number is a big number for you to have the open access items, that to only thesis and grounded theory. Okay, anything you find here, 174 items, you can see here open access symbol is there. So this is thesis, but thesis may be at PhD level, thesis may be at master degree level. You have to choose what you want, depending upon the topic, etc. You can see here, this is a Queen's University, Ontario, Canada one. So you just click onto that. Suppose you are interested in this. This is thesis. Click onto that. This you will leave base, bilateral academic search engine. You will go to that particular repository. You can see here, this is, if you click onto that, simply you can download the entire thesis. So this is how you can make use of this bilateral academic search engine for searching the thesis and downloading whatever you want out of that. Okay. Somebody, in fact, somebody was telling that he or she is not finding many references or many theses. If you really look into these thesis, whether it's open access or not, you'll be in a position to judge whether somebody has already done research in that area. Somebody has already published, submitted a thesis that has been accepted and degrees awarded. So you can see that, and you can use this thesis for many purposes. Many times, many theses are also having what you call if you are using a questionnaire method, they may add a questionnaire as an appendix to that. You can make use of that. So many purposes you can as well do that. Even for defining your objectives and hypotheses, you can make use of the already accepted thesis. I'm telling some international level, but Indian level also, we have got Shodhaganga. You can as well, if you go to Shodhaganga, you can go by university and the department, or you can also search by subject, etc. I am not going to give the demo of that because of the lack of time, but you can do with this base like this. I hope my friend, I don't know his name, he was mentioning about ground theory testing, etc. Probably if he goes through that, he will find an answer for that. Even if he has got some doubt, probably I'll be requesting a friend of mine who is going to address you on 3rd to talk about what's the name of this person who had asked me this question yesterday. He has also sent me a message, but he has not put his name in the WhatsApp message. If he can as well raise this query on 3rd to Dr. H.S. Siddhamalaya, probably he is well versed with that meta-analysis, etc. He may be in a position to that. Of course, grounded theory is one of the research methodology. He will be in a position to answer this question in a better way. Okay. Now I will come to JGate Plus. JGate Plus. Of course, this is a commercial database. You may not be in a position to access that unless your university subscribes to that. So I will log into that. Let me see what topic I have chosen for this. Geeta Khade, she is from management. Her topic is analyzing the effects of virtual working on the well-being women employees and their work performance with reference to IT sector in Bangalore city. I may not be in a position to go to that specialization level, but I'll be making a broad search and probably using different filters. Probably she can filter it out. For example, here you can restrict the search to any field you want. If you are from management area, you can select the management area, etc. You can as well do that. But I will not do that. I will simply go for searching. Let me see. What women employees virtual working. Yeah. Woman employee virtual working. I'm searching on that. Of course, there is an advanced search facility. You can as well go to advanced search facility. You can restrict the search to title, keyword, etc. You can do whatever you want. You can do that. But I'm going for the free text searching. Let's say about that. Okay. There are 36 items because all the words have been put for searching. You can see here. Okay. See, all these 36 items, they have been put in a pie diagram breakup. Probably this will have good meaning if there are thousands of references, etc. It's a wonderful facility. On the left side, you can go for the subject-wise filtering, and you can go for journal-wise and etc. Okay, I will simply go down Let's see about that. Okay, one of the item I'm clicking here. This is a very recent item. Okay, that is viewing the COVID pandemic through a sex and gender. Okay, this is the abstract, etc. Oh my gosh, it's a very big abstract. Yeah. Okay. See, you can see here. This gives access to the full text. So if I simply, because you can see open lock is open. If you click on to this, you will directly go to the full text of that, even irrespective from which publishers it has been published. You will get into that. So you have searched the JGate. From JGate, you jump onto some other publisher site, and you will get the full text. Otherwise, other means are there. As already I told you. Let me go to the next page and try to go for a bit old one. Let's see about that. If you click onto this, it will list out only those people for which you have got access to the full text. Okay, but 36 items are there for which you may not have access to the full text or not. Okay, fine. Okay. So I will click one of the item. Let's see this. Okay, because the topic is on this. Yeah, this item you can see here. I told you about site earlier. I explained you about site, and there is an collaboration between JGate people and the site people. Okay, site is again a big database. Is basically a citation database who bring out citation statements. I told you, I explained you citation statement. This particular article has been cited by many articles. For example, this 7 citing publications are there. You can see here 7 citing publications are there. 0 supporting and 0 contrasting, 2 mentioning. Sometimes you get this, if this is 2, 2 are supporting, it will be useful for, it's a useful criteria for you to decide whether that is useful for you or not, etc. Okay, that's how it works. And another important feature of JGate records, you can see here SGR. SGR value is like an in IF, impact factor value. This SGR is out of Scopus, and impact factor is out of Web of Science. So the very fact that it has got an SGR value, that means the concerned journal SGR value is 2.91. It only means that this is not a ordinary journal. It is a good journal. It is a good article because the journal which is publishing this article has got an SGR value of this. You don't have to really do beyond that. I was explaining to you yesterday, whenever you are doing the literature review work, you should go for the quality publications. How do you just decide so and so is a quality publication? So this is one way of doing it. Whenever you are searching, say JGate, it has got a SGR value that itself is an index indication that this is a good item. Okay, now this is about JGate. A lot many things are there with JGate. I will not get into that. Now I will go for something else. I will go to yesterday. I was somebody was asking some questions. Let me check whether I have. I need to give them off money. Springer link is another thing. Dr. Anupama, how much time I can take? Dr. Anupama, can you hear me? Or Professor Banga? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. We can take 10 more minutes.
Probably another 15 minutes would be all right, because even now 92 people are there. I'm sure those people will be interested.
All right.
Because otherwise I will have to have another session only for the demo purpose. I may like to give demo of at least another 2 or 3, but I had worked a lot of things for other research scholars as well, taking different examples. Before going to Scopus, I will go to Springer link. Okay. even if we miss discussion, let's not bother about it, because everybody knows about my WhatsApp number. They can as well get in touch with me to get anything clarified, either through WhatsApp message, or they can even talk to me. I have come to. This is Springer Link. This is a platform for searching the literature published by Springer people, irrespective of whether it is a book or conference or a journal or something of that kind. I have chosen a topic of one Manu from management department, a study of strategic analysis of retailing and demand estimation models in steel industry. This is his topic. So what I would do is, let me put some direct steel industry. Steel industry, then retailing strategic analysis. Retailing. Madam, will you please mute them? Some disturbance is going on. Okay, I put the keywords here: steel industry, retailing, strategic analysis. I put these keywords. Now I'll search. Okay, I have not specified whether I'm searching journals or books or series or protocols or any subject, nothing of that kind. I put simply this, I put these keywords. Now I'll search. Let me see. How many? 5,700 items are there. Okay. And you can see here on the left side, you got filtering. So many books out of that 5,700, 1,000 books, and so many book chapters, so many conference proceedings, some conference papers, reference works. Then you got journal articles and a lot many things are there. So what I would do is, I would you can see here, include preview only. Out of this 5,700, how many are open access? Let's see about that. Okay, you can see a lock. That means you don't have access to that. You can see only the book chapter. And again, book chapter may have the DOI link. You can go as well for that. But if I remove this, just see what happens. 5,700 items. Now I will click on to this. Let's see about that. 229 results came up. All these are open access. For example, this company profiles is a chapter, company profile, the directory, entries, African handbook. These are all 10 crises. All these items are all what we call having access to the full text access. This is a particular chapter, contemporary architect. So something of that kind. Of course, I did not specify anything beyond that. You can further use others. You can happily click on to this. You can download the chapter.
Excuse me, sir, this is Manu.
Hello.
Sir, this is Manu. The question I raised for this topic.
Yeah, please.
Actually, I tried in most of the top journal. I'm not able to find any retail article related to steel industry.
Tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, day after tomorrow, sometime, you please get in touch with me. I'll be definitely helping you out, because we are running out of time. I just showed you that one example I showed you. It doesn't mean that I am sure you will be in a position to get articles as well.
So even I tried in IIM Bangalore library also.
Library itself is not a big thing. Library resources are more important if they are given access to so many resources. And if you know the strategy, see, knowing resource is something, search technique is something. Probably we can discuss together. You can get in line with me.
Sure, sir.
Phone, and you can open your laptop. Even I can open my laptop. We can work together. Probably I can really help you out. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thanks.
I'm sure I'll be in a position to help you out. Right.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
Okay. Now, because the time is running out, I'm I'm not discussing much of that. Okay. Now I will go to Scopus. Yesterday somebody had asked a question. How to once you're ready with the articles, I had told you that you should also create a catalog of the list of references, preferably in Excel sheet. Okay, I will show you how you can do that. Okay, of course, this is again, um, you can't really access. We have to have access through some source. I'm using NAL credentials. So using NAL website, I can go to Web of Science or I can go to Scopus. So I'll click onto the Scopus. This is an indexing and abstracting service with what you call the citations as well. Here I'll be using Scopus, somebody's topic. Let me see topic. Scopus, yeah. Sukesh Kumar. Use of data science and artificial intelligence in education system. So I will search directly, putting this thing without restricting the search to the title area or abstract area or keywords. I will be searching all of them. Okay, I will be putting artificial intelligence education system. Education system, data science. In fact, I would have made a combination of artificial intelligence and education system. Again, data science and education system. But anyway, I'm putting all of them. Let me see whether we can get some references out of that. See, I can use Scopus searching by author, searching by institution. For example, I can search for Dayanand Sagar University, see what all the publications of are there from Dayanand Sagar University, and see their citations, calculate the rich index, and many things you can be using Scopus database. But I don't know if I'm going to give a talk on quality of publications, etc., quality aspect in the context of NAC and IRF, etc. Probably I'll be doing that in the later part of some talk, if at all we plan for that, and if it's okay for your management people. Okay. Now I will search for this. I'm searching the Scopus database, which covers something around 23,000 journals. Okay. So I got 620 items with artificial intelligence, education system, and data science. You can see here on the left side, you have got what you call the open access items. You click onto this and you can download that. For all of them are in the open access available. You can go for year. On the left side, you have got by author, top authors in this area. Then subject wise breakup here, you can select a particular subject and select only those items which is useful for you. And then you can go for affiliation, the institutions publishing that. You can see here for the top. University of Hartford has got 7 publications. University of California has got 7 publications. It goes like that. Okay. Okay. Anyway, let me not bother about that. Then what you can do is you can arrange. As you can see here, the latest item has come on the top. That's why it has got a 0 citation. Very 2022. Even the year is coming up already. That publication has come. Okay, you can see here 2022 7 items are there. 2169 items are there. 86 items are there. You can as well restrict that. But the latest item is there. Now I will arrange these items in a different way. You can see here. I will rearrange them with highest number of citations first. Okay, those 620 items I have arranged in the decreasing order of number of citations. You can see here. The first item, machine learning trends, perspectives, and the prospects, published in Science, has received 1,972 items. That means you have arranged them in this decreasing order of number of citations. That means you got the top article at the top. Whatever you want, you can download, whatever way you want. That's a different matter. You can also select these things and create an H index for that. Suppose I have searched items published by Dayanand Sagar University. Instead of searching on this topic, I have searched in Dayanand Sagar University. I can select these items and create the citation overview. If I create citation overview, it gives me citation details, how many citations it has received year-wise, and what is its H index. All those things will come. Even for this topic, I can create an H index. That's a different matter. I will not do that. Okay. Now, I would like to download these things. I would like to export these things. Yesterday, I was telling you that you can export these things in the form of an Excel sheet. Okay. Now I'll see. I'm going to export them. Let's see about that. Okay. That is CSV Excel. Okay. You select the format CSV Excel. Okay. So you can use any of these formats. I'll use only citation information. Okay. Okay, now I have selected that. Now I'll be exporting it. Just see here. It is getting exported. I can save it wherever I want. For example, I would like to save as a, this is, what's the topic I have used? This is education system, say for example. I put the file name as this one. Under Gouder, I'll be downloading it. Okay. See, now I'll open this. Okay. Just see here. I'll open this Excel sheet. Okay. All those 620 items are available here. See, there are different columns. Author, see, the first is author column and the title column. You can see a title. This is title column, year, and a lot many DOI. And see, the first item which has received 1,972 items is on the top. Okay, it's a DOI is there, and all other. See, on the right side, you have got so many empty columns. Suppose you want to, you are reading all these 620 items. Out of that, you have selected, say, maybe about 100 items or 50 items. So if this particular first article, you would like to use it for your methodology. Suppose this particular article discusses the methodology which is useful for your research. So simply you type methodology here. Methodology. Okay. Say next item. Suppose it's useful for your hypothesis, some particular hypothesis. Particular hypothesis, say hypothesis 2. So this may be useful for your hypothesis 2. Suppose there is another item which may be useful for some other aspect of your this thing, for concluding this, or chapters so and so, or objective so and so, or objective say 3. So one more item you come across which is useful for your methodology. THODOLOGY. So different thing, whatever purpose you would like to use in the later stage. Okay, you put those words. Okay, then you save it. You save it. After saving that, You can even search, already there are 500 articles, okay? But you want to take out only list out the items which you felt that useful for methodology. One of the article may be useful for multiple purposes. One article may be useful for methodology as well. The same article will be useful for some other purpose also. You can mention all those things. You can sort them, or you can even go for searching that. Suppose I have put 2 methodology items are there. So I will use the search find thing. I can even select only the concerned this one and search for that, but I will not do that anyway. L-O-C-Y. I can find all. See, it will go on seeing. Okay, find next. It will go there. Okay, you can use it. You can use the feature of Excel. It has got many other searching mechanisms as well. There's no time to do that. Already it is 8:20. So with that, probably anyway, before concluding, I would like to say a little bit. See, for example, I thought of searching Jurian, the basic and applied sciences using PubMed Central, and then I thought of searching what else? Shruti from management division, I thought of searching her topic as well. Yesterday, she had raised some question, and probably she can talk to me tomorrow or some other day. And Sudha, I thought I would, already I have done that. Of course, there are other people as well. Taylor and Francis, I thought of searching for what's this? Trupti Agare from EC department. Lot many things I thought. Director of Open Access, I thought I'd search for Jacinta, but lack of time. Sorry. I think that let me conclude from my side. Quickly, we can think of going for some 1 or 2 questions. Okay, sir, can you see me?
Yeah.
If there are any more simple questions, probably we can think of discussing. Yes, I don't mind going up to 10 o'clock also. I don't mind.
No, I will leave it to Dr. Anupama to choose 2 or 3. Dr. Anupama.
Okay, there is a question from Ashok GV. I think he has a couple of questions from there. If I select, can we submit the papers in multiple journals at the same time?
Yeah. Okay, shall I answer?
Yes, sir.
No, you cannot submit multiple papers simultaneously. You can submit it to one journal first, and unless they reject it, you cannot submit it to another journal. Otherwise, it will be a crime. You can be punished for that purpose. Unless they regret and send it back to you, your journal, you cannot submit it to another journal. Okay, that's very clear, right? Any other question?
Yeah, there is another set of questions which is from Asha S, management scholar. She's asking which databases can give access to thesis of IITs and IIMs.
I told you that Shodhaganga itself is the one, and some of the IITs, etc., have set up their own repository as well. You can go to that, say IIT Bombay or something. I don't know whether IIT Bombay people have done, but definitely some IITs have done that work. You go to IIT, then go to that particular library site. Sometimes those will be available through that library site. If they got institutional repository, fine. Otherwise, also they are supposed to deposit their thesis onto Shodhaganga. You can search for Shodhaganga. Definitely, you can search for IIT, say Kharagpur. Then under IIT Kharagpur, a particular department wise or subject wise, you can also search all over. You can as well do that. For example, there are universities like, for example, Rajiv Gandhi Technical University, Madhya Pradesh. They have got, that's also good university. Like that, some triple ITs are there. all of them are supposed to deposit their thesis to Shodhaganga, but some people are, some universities are doing very seriously, some are not doing, although UGC has clearly put it as a mandatory thing for them to do so. Okay, I'm sure you can talk to me. I will do some homework on the spot and let you know about it. Okay. Anyway, all of you have got my number. I'm sure you can talk to me, introduce yourself, and put your question. And if it can be answered on the spot by going through the concerned website, etc., probably I can help you out. Okay. Right. Any question?
There is, I think, one final thing which we can take, sir, which is a question that, all the Scopus Index journals, all these take about 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months to accept or publish the paper after submission. And as per requirement for thesis or for award of degree, mandatory these publications are required. So the question from the scholar is how to save time instead of waiting until acceptance, or even after waiting, if, for example, after 6 or 9 months it is rejected, then again to go and publish somewhere and again wait for the reward. So how to make use of the best?
I know it is a very genuine question. It's a problem with many others. Why do you think that you should start writing the paper when it is just about 2 months for your submission? Prepare from the very beginning. For example, I'm telling you, you are doing the literature review. If you are really good on your subject, why can't you think of writing a review article itself? And based on that review article, probably by the time you write a review article, you'll be in a position to write another article based on your thesis as well. It should not be a problem at all. I request you not to go for any predatory journal. Anyway, you'll be attending my talk on some other day, wherein I'll be talking how to select a journal, quality journal for publishing. There I'll be answering your question as well. How to get the articles published a bit early. From your side, definitely you should start thinking of writing the paper immediately after when you start, even very first semester, the first report when you submit it. From that time onwards, you always your mind should start working to write a paper, because by the time you have already read so many articles, you can also put some spider in your mind that okay, I need to write article, I need to write article. Go on thinking about that now and then try to put some outline for your article. Once your data is ready, you analyze it, etc. Probably it should not be a problem for you to write the paper some 6 to 7 months before submitting your thesis. And your guide will be very glad. Definitely, Dean will help you out in a good way. And persons like me are there to help you out to choose a journal. I will let you know about, say, for example, there are Scopus covered journals. There are Web of Science covered journals. There are so many Indian journals also. If you go through UGC care list, you will also find the list 1, list 2. One of the list gives list of the Indian journals and non-Scopus covered journals, wherein you can submit and which is also accepted by UGC for the purpose of your degree. It should not be a problem at all. You should aim at Scopus covered journal. You should aim at Web of Science. If not, you can definitely choose them because you're a research scholar. You should not mind, but at least you should be happy that you'll be publishing in a journal which is accepted or approved by UGC CARE. Okay, I hope I am clear. Right?
Yes, sir. It's very much clear, sir. Thanks for the information.
Right, and of course, I think a lot of thanks and appreciation for the session has come in from various scholars, various attendees. Yes, sir. So that's about it, sir.
I'm only sorry that I could, because actually, I tell you, I have delivered this talk for morning till evening. Only this topic. Only this topic. Started at 9:15. For example, STM Engineering College, Dharwad. Started at 9:15, except half an hour lunch. Even the tea was served in the conference hall itself. It went up to 4:30. Single man handling all these things at one go.
Yeah, it's very exhaustive actually, and very useful also, sir.
And definitely it's useful. That's why yesterday I was telling you that we'll try to cover as much as possible, etc. And I was very particular to have 2 hours minimum for this. So not for yesterday's talk.
Right.
We understand, sir. In fact, now you have covered, say, right from Google Scholar to Scopus, how to search and how to get the right kind of material, the paper, and even the say, places which have been awarded PhD or a master's degree. You have gone through in detail. I am sure our scholars will find all these information very, very useful in their research activities. And your tips to the research scholars on publishing is another say great thing. And anyway, you will talk about this later as well. And the passion with which you have taken up each and every question and try to answer those questions by your people as though it is your research topic. That is something commendable, sir. So with this, let me thank you, sir, for this great talk, the session, and I thank all the our scholar colleagues for having attended this section. Thanks again, and we will meet in the first week of Jan with other experts who are good friends of Professor Gouder. We will have, and of course, Professor Gouder will come back again on other topics. With this, sir, let us close for today. Let me wish you and all our colleagues a very happy New Year, and let us close for this week this web series on different research topics. Thanks and good night.
Thank you very much. Your management, Anupama, Professor Murthy, and all the participants of this program. I can go on up to 10 o'clock also, but they should have also patience, and you should have patience. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, participants. Thank you, Dean Research, sir, for being there throughout. And I heartily wish all of you Happy New Year. Take care. Thank you.
Yeah, same is the case with me. I wish all the research scholars all the best for the new year. And from this angle, all the best for their research work as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's very
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Banga sir.
ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Team DSU.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.